Good evening, viewers. Welcome one and all to episode 100 of FitzRupee Cast. That's right, we're in the triple digits finally. Took me a little longer to get back here than I thought. MagFest was a blast and wore me the heck out. And now, with episode 100, I figured who else to have on the channel than Mr. Texaneous. Welcome back, Tex.
Whoa, what? How's it going, Rupee? 100th cast, man. That's epic. This is a huge milestone that you're definitely not getting paid for. Awesome.
Well, I mean, I get a little bit from YouTube, but I try to give it back here and there when I can. Had our holiday giveaway over the break, and that was lots of fun.
Hey, I'm humbled in your presence. You're getting money from YouTube, and I'm not, baby. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm just using your voice to help me along,
That's right. You should do it in the mornings, and my voice will be a little more sexy. So.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's going in the wrong
I'm not a morning guy. Yeah, we better cut this off and get to the game. Anyways, before we get started, I want to tell the viewers the patch notes for 2.11 are coming up, and
oh, dear God. Yep, here we go.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there. I know there's already some mixed feelings about lots of stuff coming in, and also Eye of Horus has a 2v2 tournament coming up, and of course, Tex, you're going to be featured in that, right?
Damn right. I've picked my partner, and sorry, as Monzerus, I know you asked me first, buddy, but I'm going with Fortune because a bad move too, because they're nerfing the frickin' psychic blast thing, and that's what we were gonna abuse the entire tournament. But no, I'm gonna go with Fortune. He's gonna be my partner, and we've been practicing a little bit, so should be
awesome. Hopefully, I'll be able to cover that live, and we'll be getting some nice games out of that. 2v2s. Lots of fun. Little switch up from the standard one-on-one stuff we had
for sure.
Recently.
It'll be definitely nice. I just hope that I can make. I mean, it's February 16th is the tournament date. My next baby is due for birth February 15th, so we'll see what happens.
Oh my goodness, that is gonna be.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was another one on the way in your.
Oh, you didn't know that?
In your clan.
Oh, here we are. Yeah. Apparently, my wife and I are quite fertile people. So.
Alrighty. Well, anyways, we've got a match here. I guess another one of your hero quests. I know you kind of placed yourself as an innovator and avuncular player, and always trying to kind of bring to the forefront the lesser seen heroes and war gears. And this time you're trying to bring the Warp Spider back into the fray. So how's that been going?
Oh, it's fantastic. Right now I'm 3-0, and I mean, none of these matches are like of epic quality just yet. But the fact is, people are saying he's underpowered. And, they're saying he's linear hero. Look at the guy's war gears. It's some of the most diverse stuff you can think of, and it makes sense. Like, for people to say that kind of stuff, I'm not going to say I get all mad and tell them they're idiots about it, but it just, to me, it rubs me the wrong way, because it just says you haven't explored this guy properly then. And to say, like, his teleport cooldown's too long. You know what this guy can do to you? He deconstructs your economy so quickly. It's outrageous. So, no, it's been going well. Warp Spider Exarch is a fantastic hero. I'm really, really starting to like him. And you'll see, and I'll just illustrate you on some of the things he can do that other Eldar heroes can't, especially in the early game.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the days when all I used to see was Warp Spider, and now recently it's kind of been all about Warlock, and even the Farseers.
Oh, yeah, well, Farseers dropped off the map because, A, Rune Armor is in the wrong tier, and Psychic Storm doesn't do jack squat. So that doesn't help, right? So she's linear. And Mind War is not even close to what it used to be. And it's not even the damage that's the problem. It's the suppression. The thing needs to suppress instantly because that was its function. It was a helper, right? And
right.
So she's still strong, but nowhere close to where she used to be. Mind War was something that you could get in Tier 1, use all Tier 1 and into early Tier 2, and it gave you great strength, and then you could swap out for Spirit Stones or whatever you needed. Now it's something you don't even think about getting. And that's a big change to a hero. So I'm pretty excited about the next patch. But we'll talk about some of that stuff as we go along and whatever. I think we should probably...
Yeah, now we're on Ashes of Typhon, which is one of the bigger, more spread out maps. So do you think that's going to pretty much give you an advantage from the start on this map?
Oh, absolutely. Distance... I've said it before, and I guess I'll quote myself. I say the longer the map gets, the more it favors Eldar. So I'll definitely say I start off this match with the advantage. But at the same rate, if you look on the I guess you'd call it the west side with the two VPs, that plays right into the territory of the Plague Champion because he can just plop turrets, and you can bet Kalzi4 is going to use a few turrets.
Alrighty, well let's go ahead and get this show on the road. We're at 5 seconds. I'll count us down and we'll get started here.
All right.
So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yep.
And we're at 6, 7, 8,
Perfect.
9, 10. All right, great. Always good to get that on the first try.
Oh, that would have been terrible. All that talking gone to waste if we would have needed to cut and go.
I could have.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, the marvel.
Alrighty.
Okay, so basically, what I'm talking about, what Warp Spider XR can do in Tier 1 or in the early game, really, that the other heroes typically can't, is he can go with 2 squads and get a full generator farm. And the reasons for that is basically the Warp Spider XR, his mobility is a huge boon, and you can do some serious capping early on, so that helps with not needing more squads. And the second thing is that he's an auto counter to setup teams and to snipers. So what you can do is just take that early power advantage and invest in your 2 squads right away, making them. I mean, when you get battle equipment, that's the most efficient upgrade in the game. You get aspect of I don't even remember, aspect of strength or aspect of fleetness. I go for fleetness, by the way. I don't even get aspect of strength. And you've got 2 really scary squads on the field almost immediately, and it's actually really hard to deal with. And then
now I see you went straight, like you said, for the full power farm there. Just grab the Banshees, and you're being pretty aggressive with your Warp Spider. You're already way back in enemy territory.
Yeah, I just made a bit of a mistake with my Guardians not going from cover to cover. I didn't think his Plague Champion was going to push that far up. And so at this point, I think I skipped the upgrades at this point because I was pretty worried about getting pushed by the Bile Spewer.
Right, now it looks like Kalzi4 just decided he's just not even going to mess with your Warp Spider. Going to let him run around.
Exactly.
Used his Heretics to just go straight for the farm.
Yeah, and he just saw the full farm now. Like, his Plague Champion didn't see it. So at that point, I guess that's why he wouldn't be getting a Bile Spewer just yet. But I was certainly thinking that he was going to get it, and so I knew I needed to hang out by my power farm protected for sure. But
right, and with those triple generators, you can get that Shuriken cannon out so quickly. I mean, even if he had the Bile Spewer right there,
yeah, he probably would have only got 1 or 2.
Defend and have your Shuriken ready for backup.
Yeah, definitely. And then at the same time, you see my Warp Spider just going from point to point, doing his thing. And, you know, that's the linear part of Warp Spider, but that's also his biggest strength in early game, is just annoy the crap out of your opponent. You decap faster than you cap, so a teleporter hero like him is naturally going to have such an advantage working on someone else's economy with the macro harass, or whatever you want to call it.
Right, I mean, we're not even 3 minutes into the game, and you've already almost got a 100 VP lead.
Yeah. And look at the aspect of fleetness. Banshee's hopping over cover. You understand how strong that is? I mean, I don't think people really realize that hopping over cover...
That was a nice little play with your Banshees.
I know, the equipment upgrade just didn't come in time.
But you went in, used the Scream, and then dodged away from the Heretics so they couldn't Doom Blast.
Yeah,
I
wanted
to Scream and just kind of charge right in.
I know, but yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work out. I have all these brilliant plans, but I sometimes don't have the micro or the timing to pull them off. It's unfortunate. But anyway, like I was saying, with the aspect of fleetness there, they get the hopping over cover and stuff, and that's actually a lot stronger than people are giving it credit for, because you can really screw up the pathing of melee units that are trying to counter your Banshees, and as well you can really get to targets a lot faster than you would normally. And I mean, Banshees are already super fast, so aspect of fleetness is scary, man.
So you got yourself improved targeters. Is that because you saw so many Heretic squads?
I'm sort of messing around with it right now. I'm not sure if I want to include that all the time in my tier 1 or not. It's 30 power, so it really slows you down if you don't have a second gen farm.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a pretty power heavy investment.
Yeah, but it's super powerful, especially if you have sight range. Because I mean, it increases his range and his firepower. He does a lot of damage, and he's always should always be in green cover or yellow. So it's a pretty no-brainer upgrade in this kind of a build where it's egocentric and every unit's going to level up a lot because you only have 3. So, I don't know. Like I said, I'm still messing around figuring out if I like that, but I've definitely been liking the... Oh, what do you call that thing? The bubble where you can't get hit in it.
Oh, the Shimmer
Right,
one.
there you go. I'm really liking comboing that one with his advanced teleporting armor. Because he could...
Oh, dangerous melee right here.
Oh, and then I nailed 2 of my own guys. No. It's okay. I'll get them back for that. Yeah, I thought I was going to snipe one, but
right
see, look at the damage he's popping out.
Yeah, definitely.
That,
even against that heavy armor.
Yeah,
too.
that's just it. I mean, advanced targeter is no joke. And Kalzi4 is really struggling against the Shuriken in early game. He really wanted to keep it cheap and light and get his tier 2 fast. And I knew I knew he wanted to get something nasty out early because I could see all the heretics, and whenever I see lots of heretics, I know I'm looking at a chaos fast tech. Because I mean, hey, I play chaos now, so I know what it's all about.
Yeah, that'll have to be another cast we do, because you've also been messing around with the Plague Champion with pretty solid success.
Man, he is so strong. It's crazy. It is crazy how strong he is, but we'll get to that another time.
Of course. Yeah.
So I wasn't sure how much red he had. I kind of figured he didn't have Touch and Nurgle available just yet, but I really didn't want to lose my Banshees, and like when they're so far forward, you never know what's behind them. So that's why I sort of retreated there when I probably could have won that one-on-one with the heretics.
Yeah, with 3 heretic squads on the field, it's good to play it safe, because that third one can always be lurking around.
Exactly. You never... I don't know, sometimes you just get a little nervous. Like, some games I'm pretty brazen, but this time around I didn't want to make the big risks. I didn't want to lose... Like, you're that far away.
Well, especially, like you said, when you're going with a smaller army composition, any losses at all can cripple you so badly.
All that experience gone to waste, right? And you see Kalzi4 get pretty mad right here. He hates the Guardian Shields with a passion, so I made sure to use it quite often, actually. And those things are quite amazing. It's just...
Yeah, even with the reduced amount of damage they can take, they're still very incredibly useful weapons.
Wow.
I'm surprised I don't see them used more often.
It's like shooting at 2 tac squads when a Guardian puts one of those things up. And there's no way you can charge against them when they have the grenade charged up still, too. So it's quite nice. I like... I just wish I was better at using them more often, but I've sort of got the hang of it where you run backwards with fleet of foot or whatever, and then you put the shield up ahead of them so that they're not doing it towards the enemy, and that way they can still set up when they're under fire. It's actually unbelievably effective. So I'm getting the hang of this Eldar stuff. It's gonna take me a little while to get all the special tricks and.
Man, look at you tear through that Plague Champion's HP.
Oh, I know.
While he's trying to cap. He got half a cap. I mean, he was already a little injured, but he got half a cap.
Well, here, look at the burst. They started at 390 hit points. That's 50 damage in one burst to heavy armor. I mean, that's no joke when their total hit points is under 1,000.
So both players, both you and Kalzi, have a Walker on the field now. He's going actually for a Blood Crusher, it looks like, as well. Were you expecting a Dreadnought at this point in the game?
Well, yeah, he saw the aspect of fleetness, so I would assume he'd get a Walker. But at the same rate, I don't really like using Banshees against Walkers. The Eldar meta game has really moved away from needing to use Warp Spiders and Banshees comboing on Walkers, and I'm a big fan of that. I think that's awesome, because I always thought that the Melta, or what's a Haywire Bomb, is overpowered any way you look at it. So I'm really a big fan of that, but at the same rate, you still can play that way. I don't know why I didn't just do it, but no, I expected a Walker. I didn't know what to expect after that, to be honest, because I knew he was ahead in tech, because he didn't spend much. So I just went with a conservative build. I went with the Shuriken Cannon, and I upgraded my Shuriken Cannon to a Bright Lance to counter the Walker. And I was just going to plop my Walker right in front of my Bright Lance and just put him in range mode and see what happened. Just goad him into coming to me, because if I know anything about Plague Champion at this point, it's don't go to him. Right.
Yeah, I was getting ready to mention that watching the game so far, I haven't really seen Kalzi4 used much in the way of like the typical Chaos Space Marines Plague Champion worship, that kind of wall that you normally see in Tier 1.
Yeah, I don't think you can really do that on this map too much. You really, like I said before in a different cast, on one side of this map you gain the lead in VPs. On the other side of this map, you really gain the lead in resources, but you're giving up one or the other unless you're the Warp Spider Exarch. And I'm really trying to rock the gates now and do a backdoor on him here. I didn't wait long enough though. You can see I got a gate by his worshipping heretics.
Yeah, I did spot that going up, and I was going to ask you about that. I mean, gates are just another excellent use. I feel like gates and Guardian Shields are like two very underutilized weapons.
Oh, and they are so incredibly powerful. If I would have waited for my Wraith Guard to come out, I probably, and upgraded the heavy melee thing on the Warp Spider, I probably could have taken out this Blood Crusher through that gate back door, and then moved my Wraith Lord and Bright Lance up for the pincer attack on the Dreadnought. But I'm not quite confident in my Eldar micro just yet, so I kind of jumped the gun, tried to kill the heretics. They responded quickly enough, and but then the Blood Crusher came and ruined my gate, which kind of sucked. But I had my Wraith Guard just building. If I probably would have waited whatever that was, 10 more seconds, I could have popped out Wraith Guard and really had a shot at doing some big damage there.
Yeah, most definitely.
And I think this is the point of the game where I really start to lose map control. I'll be honest, this isn't my best showing. Like, my micro started to slip a bit. I started to blob a bit and just sort of attack ground. I'll admit it. Oh, man. Did you just get steamed?
No, I'm fine.
I just got steamed.
Oh, did you get... Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so I was really losing some concentration, just blobbing, attack moving. I mean, I'll be honest, my Wraith Guard, I attack moved them all the way up this side, and I did micro support them with the Bright Lance and the Wraith Lord, but I didn't really aim them that much. So I don't know. Sometimes I just get little slip ups like that where I just lose my concentration, not picking the right battles. That turret really caused me a little bit of grief, so I don't know. I definitely slipped a bit here, so I definitely could have closed this game off sooner. But I guess that's what make it a bit better too, is that I was able to, or Kalzi was able to come back on me.
Right. I mean, he does get a pretty solid lineup here. He's got his 2 vehicles on the one side. He's got his turret just watching his natural VP on the other. So playing a little bit of that kind of play champion defensive game right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. But you know, I'm really impressed with how well these Wraith Guard did against Chaos. Normally they're a horrible investment against Chaos, but against the Plague Champion it's a different story because he's not really an offensive monster in the sense that the Chaos Lord is, because he can't really charge them because they can pretty much just walk away at the same speed. But
yeah,
and they
exactly.
can use gates now too, and that was something I pushed really hard for back when BC was still doing the changes. And I didn't want them to use garrisons, but I wanted them to be able to use gates, because Wraith Guards, they were so useless, and with being able to use gates, they would be definitely useful. I didn't want them to be able to use falcons or garrisons, just gates, but I guess you can't implement that.
Yeah, they're just painfully slow, and
yeah.
the whole crux of the Eldar army is their maneuverability and their ability to kind of pick and choose their battles and get where they need to be.
But you can see the gate for the Wraith Guards, especially in Tier 2, is vital for keeping them alive and healthy instead of letting models get picked. Because, you know, you just warp them back to base, heal them up, and then warp them right back to the place where you're camping out.
Exactly.
And turns out this little idea of mine with the Bright Lance guarded by the Wraith Lord with the Shuriken cannon is not bad at all. He can take a lot of fire, your Guardians can repair him, your Bright Lance will take on whatever vehicle is trying to shoot from a distance. And, you know, as long as you're reasonable about it, but the Shuriken cannon on the Wraith Lord, the DPS on that is insanity. I never even realized how good it was.
Yeah, it does some pretty excellent DPS against the infantry.
Oh yeah.
You can see this Dreadnought just trying to take damage away there from the Bright Lance.
Oh, he's getting pretty low there.
Finally has to fall back. Oh my goodness.
1 hit point. Oh man, I might have slipped a bit there.
A little brazen there.
Oh, so yeah, I got the power blades on my X-Arc now, and I went and destroyed that turret and everything. Got a little bit of focus back. And I've got the advanced warp generator, or whatever that stuff's called. So I really could have killed this Plague Champion in retreat. One more hit and I could have retreated. I'm sure I would have lived too, but I wasn't feeling in a greedy mood really.
Yeah, you just had a close call with your Bright Lance. You were probably probably a little shaken there, right?
And you can see my float. Like, here's still a concentration. I didn't even realize. Look, I got 700 rec and 400 power. Like I.
Well, when you're playing a race, I mean, that you're not super familiar with, you're spending a lot of time thinking, all right, I got to do this. I got to make sure I'm using
yeah,
this.
I think so. Like, you know, there's a lot that you have to think about outside of macro and resources and everything, and so it definitely is very distracting doing something that you're not familiar with. And there's that darn touch of Nurgle.
Yeah, it's so very good on Heretics.
There's nothing you can do about it other than run it. The only units that can really fight it are walkers and tanks, and sometimes Terminators. But even knobs get knocked around badly by.
Right. That's the killer part of it.
I think so. Yeah. Because then you're not fighting, and then these heretics are busy beating on you. But more importantly, the the Zinch CSM behind them are beating on you. Check out this gate right here too. This is some lethal stuff right here.
That's not going to be fun for him. There goes the grenade.
It's too bad. But still a good idea. I mean, I'm definitely gonna.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you were actually going to throw that in the retreat.
Well, now I'll know for next time though, right? Like, just developing some nifty little tricks is what I'm sort of doing. And
yeah, I mean the grenades are always kind of a mind game. Like you have to toss a couple to figure out how quickly your opponent's gonna react, and then you can kind of play a couple more games.
That's totally right. You know, it was I watched a replay with Edge one time, and as much as I hate the guy, I got to give him credit on grenades. He knows how to do gay pretty well, and so you know, like, he's busy throwing grenades that'll screw up your mind, where he's throwing them purposely to the left when a unit's in cover just to see if you'll move into it. And so that's pretty intuitive play, and I give it to him. That was a pretty good replay where I watched, because he was just he's busy throwing double grenades, one into the spot and one outside of the spot, just to see if you walk into one. And there's a reason why that guy would wipe a lot of squads with grenades.
Oh man, Warlock goes down first. That happens so often.
Yep, that's just something you gotta live with these guys, right? But if you get to tier 3, you can get that whatever, that Wraithbone healing upgrade. They have some big downsides, but I'm really liking Wraithguard with the gates and everything now. And then the Wraith Lord being able to heal up his own armor too is just unbelievably awesome. And you can see, oh wow, I forgot about that. Kalzi's building a Chaos Land Raider, so definitely going to be some epic confrontations coming up pretty soon.
Gotcha. So Land Raider moving onto the field. Big Chaos tier 3. The Chaos tier 3 is just a lot more potent these days.
I think so, yeah, but I still feel that the Chaos Land Raider is underwhelming. I don't mind that it has less hit points. It is a lethal thing. Like, it's got some serious laser goodness going. See, there's that gate.
Well, I think that's kind of always been Chaos's MO over Space Marine, is they can't quite take as many hits generally, but their damage output is much stronger.
See right there, did you see that? My Warp Spider finished off that squad in retreat, and because he has advanced warp generators, he can jump out in another 4 seconds and get out of harm's way. And I mean, the Wraithguard, the gate, just all those combinations, only the Warp Spider can do that.
You managed to take out the Plague Champ up top while everything is battling on the bottom. The Land Raider's already pretty beat up.
Yeah, the Bright Lands have been going to work.
And you've got the Avatar moving in on the other side of the map, so dual engagements happening here, and except for that Plague Cloud, it looked like you were winning both of them, but he dropped that Plague Cloud at the perfect time. Looks like this Wraith Lord's
that Wraith Lord's toast. For sure. But, I don't know, like I was saying about the Chaos Land Raider, I don't mind that it's only got 2,000 points. It does a lot of damage, but it is so vulnerable at the same time. It really doesn't have much in the way of protection, even with that Dirge caster or whatever that useless ability is. You know, it's basically a knob. Oh,
bits.
Oh, lovely. It's a knob turn. Like I wouldn't mind if it got some kind of a perk, like a little bit higher move speed or something to help protect it, because maneuverability is its big problem, like overly excessive problem, because it gets stuck. And then
especially on a lot of the one-on-one maps, is that there's just all this little terrain, and I mean this is actually one of the more spread out maps, and it still has trouble maneuvering at times,
you can see it just constantly turning instead of just driving somewhere, and that's and then here. This is actually a pretty lucky engagement for me here. I start to close in the net. I'm closing up and getting everybody in play. But I left my Avatar there to take on all this stuff at once. And he's got a Nurgle Predator there. I'm pretty sure it lowers your armor or something along those lines. All that AV on me, and thankfully I have melee resist going on with that turret. But it took me forever to support my Avatar, and I'll admit it's very lucky to get it out of there alive. Oh, there's that touch of Nurgle again.
Yeah, once again, and that's it. I mean, with the knockdown, it's just your Banshees still could have stayed in there and you maybe taken another model or two out, but that knockback is just such a big boost.
Oh yeah, yeah, it completely disables your melee damage dealers or anything. Yeah, so he's got his big tanks rolling up on me and shit.
Yeah, I mean, and it's exactly what you said earlier. It's like, you know, don't... If you know one thing about the Plague Champ, don't go to him.
That's right.
That's what you did right there, and that's exactly what he wanted.
Okay, and here I had a nice little setup. I figured, okay, I'm fine, I'm good. I got my Autark in here. It's no worries. I'm getting some upgrades for her or whatever probably, and then I'm looking at the other end of the map because I forgot to move my avatar back to base, and then I look up, and by the time I can even press jump, Plague Sword's got that. The Plague Champ's got his Plague Sword. I'm like, damn! And then look at the energy. She's dead over here. I'm like trying to jump and oh no! And I'm like, oh yeah, see dead.
Oh man. And the zombie Autark probably don't get to see that.
Yeah, no doubt. So that was pretty depressing.
Does she jump in on your...
pretty depressing, but you know what?
Oh, he sky leaps with her. Just that's pretty funny.
But again, the gates. You can't outrun Banshees. And that XR. Do you see the chunk of damage she did in that one hit?
Yeah, that was pretty huge.
She does damage, I think, of 2 Banshees. And then in power melee, so it's doing more damage to commanders. And then in retreat, oh, scary. But hey, aspect of fleetness. I know a lot of people still only play aspect of strength just so that they have another source of AV. But when you can upgrade a shuriken cannon to Bright Lance, what's the point? That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I mean, Kalzi's been playing, you know, a primarily vehicle-based army right here, and you've been able to deal with it so far.
Oh yeah. Got gates all up.
Yeah, I mean, gates are popping up everywhere, and he just doesn't have the infantry to deal with you. I mean, he's got those 2 massive vehicles out there, but he's got nothing to hang out and cap and keep his map present.
And you know what's the other thing I figured out with this game? Gates only cost 50 red now.
Oh, I thought I didn't realize they were
I didn't realize they were that ridiculous now. They only cost 50 red. But anyway, here, starting to close in the net, get all my units in play for this, and I think this is where I really put the hurt on him. I can't remember entirely though. Those Wraithguard, look how much they're tanking. Like, I mean,
yeah, I mean their HP's just flying.
And here's I mean, driving a big Land Raider in this side of the map is probably not an advisable thing to do, but.
Yeah, I feel like you really kind of just want to camp it on the contested DP.
Yes, definitely. That's the side for it with way more mobility. So I'm moving everything in. I'm working on developing a massive pincer attack here.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to retreat back, but you're just gonna be there waiting for him.
Warp fighters just capping up the map. Yeah, and like, what did it do? You know, like, it didn't help him against the big super unit avatar or nothing. It didn't really do anything. Long ability though, so.
Yeah, does that actually, does that knock back,
I think it slows stuff. I have to be honest.
I actually haven't used it enough. I haven't played
the Chaos
much
Land
at all
Raider isn't really an ultra-competitive unit. I mean, I've tried many times, and then I've lost all those matches that I used it. So, yeah.
Oh, man. Down goes the Predator. Down goes the Land Raider. Kalzi's not happy about it.
I'm hurting him bad here.
Oh man, I don't know about you. I've got a goofed up unit flying all over the place.
Oh, I didn't see it. I don't have it. But then you got Wrath of Cain going all up in the... Oh! Did you see the heretics? They walked into the outer edge of the circle and got absolutely iced. Oh, that's just dirty. But there you have it, man. I mean, there's not much else Kalzi can do but build some heretics and try and...
Oh, do you hit this? Oh, not quite. Just a bit too slow.
Oh, I got 2 nades in there, too. Dirty.
Oh, man.
Oh, gotta love it. And because I'm lazy, I guess I shouldn't tell people this, but I group my Autark with my Banshees just because I'm lazy most of the time. So I don't really use her for map control, but man, is she ever deadly when you... Like, look at that leap, okay? That has AoE knockback, just like the Warlock's ridiculous leap.
Right.
So again, the Banshees were supposed to attack in there, but they didn't, I don't know why, but with that AoE leap, they already probably would have killed the squad. Like, it's just... I don't know, she's a fantastic roaming mate for Banshees, and she can... The thing, I didn't even realize, her DPS is really high. She can take on heroes, no problem.
Oh, yeah, she's extremely powerful. I mean, that's what's so frustrating against fighting kind of Autark and either Farsi or Warlock together. When they get to that part of the game where it's those 2 heroes and the Banshees running around together, like, it's just a force.
Yeah, you know, the Elder army is busy capping the entire map, and you're trying to counter 2 units, like a Jedi mode Warlock and a kitted out Autark, and you're just like, seriously, how do I... You know, she's an assault marine with a super high damage power weapon and a shield and super high default speed all in one. How do you counter that chick? So it's pretty crazy. But so there it is. I mean, that wasn't the greatest game of all time, but definitely a look into what I feel is going on with the Warp Spider and some of the stuff. I mean, it's unfortunate that I did the linear build this time. I did the upgrade my range damage, upgrade my melee damage, go for a better jump. So that's about as boring and as streamlined as the Warp Spider XR can get, but it's what worked for me this time around.
Right, and arguably it's extremely effective. I mean, at that point, he's both a ranged beast, a melee beast, and can teleport and hold map. Like, he can take on pretty much any one squad on his own, or at least dodge around and cause them to split up. I mean, he's just, you know, at that point, he's utility, even if he's not straight
Yeah,
power.
I think pretty much the only ranged squad that he can't take on at that point, especially because his mobility, he can always be in green cover, would be something like Assault Cannon Terminators or Blasta Flash Kits, maybe. But anything else, I mean, Blasta Flash Kits, the only reason I say they're in that group, too, is because they actually have some pretty high hit points, so they can take some damage while they're dishing it out to something that's sitting in cover. Assault Cannon Terminators, nothing can stand against them in range comp.
Yeah, one-on-one, that's not going to happen.
So, I mean, but other than that, I mean, he is an absolute pest. He is an absolute pest. And then with that teleport, I mean, he's teleporting, I think, every 4 or 5 seconds if he wants. That's pretty powerful, especially when he has a melee heavy weapon in retreat, especially. I could have finished the Plague Champion that time. I finished off Heretic squad that had the Aspiring Champion. And I think the biggest part that is people aren't accounting for on that war gear is the fact that it has huge energy regeneration. So you're jumping, but you can continue to jump a lot. It has massive energy regeneration. And the other part is not only can you go in for the kill, but you can get out.
Right, yeah, being able to escape after going for those kind of kamikaze last
Right,
hits,
you know, you figure, oh, hey, I'm wiping a squad,
deal.
It's worth it. I'll just let my hero, the ticker, go down to 250 and it'll be worth it. I wiped a squad that was worth way more. Well, with this, it's worth way, way more because you can get out. So, definitely an aspect of his play. But I guarantee you this, in the future you will see me use anti-gravity grenades, because when those things get used, the unit gets carried straight up and dropped straight down, not split out into an area of effect. So it's probably the easiest war gear to combine with anything. I mean,
right, you can just
oh, absolutely. That. Even if they're retreating, what does it matter? Throw a grenade, drop an autarch, whatever. They're dead. So I'm definitely going to use that a lot. And I mean, I think its price is being reduced to 100 rec and 25 power. Probably a bad move, but.
Yeah, we'll have to see what comes.
Like, we'll see what happens.
There's a lot changing.
It costs 60 energy to use. It's still a hard war gear to use, but
right, especially when you're jumping around.
Right, but with this war gear, with the regeneration you have, I guarantee you you're gonna see some madness. Guarantee it. So, anyway, that's my bit, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming out. You've always got great insight. Love having you on.
Yeah, for sure. It's always fun to do cast. Congratulations on making it to 100, man. Maybe YouTube will give you a raise or something.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to the YouTube boss, whoever that is. I'll send him an email.
Gmail. Me need raise.
There we go. Anyways, thanks for coming out. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. I know I did. Texaneous, say goodbye.
I just gotta say, next cast, me and you will hook up, and I also want to give you guys a little look into the new life of Tex, because I finished the man cave, so it's all good. I got my new gaming station up, and yeah, I just want to show it off a little bit, just because I know I've been playing about it forever.
Yeah, definitely. We'll all want to take a look at the new Texaneous room, because I don't know, maybe that'll help improve our play too if we
you
mimic your setup.
You gotta have good colors, you gotta have good lines, and you gotta have a bar fridge. So.
Oh well, that's key.
Man,
that's
sure.
That's
need
essential.
Beer and cream soda.
All right. Well, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This is Red-Rupee. I'll be catching you guys next time.